This is a place for planting, for digging, for harvesting, for relaxing. It's a place to get your hands dirty, but most of all, it's about having fun. And that's what you'll always have when you're in the garden with Doug Oster. You want a green thumb too, don't you? Well, here's a real garden disaster. What do you think, Max? Definitely a garden disaster when you're walking through the bed, but last week we put Swiss chard and beets in here, and as you can see, there's nothing to look at. So my guess is rabbits. When I took a close look at it, you know, I was wondering slugs, because slugs love beets. They can really decimate a crop of beets, but I think it's a rabbit is getting in here. I don't know how. I've got it all fenced in, but the best thing that I've ever used for rabbits is this stuff called hot pepper wax, and it actually comes from Greenville, PA. And we'll know because I'm going to spray this, and then over there is a bed of lettuce that has been nibbled, but it's not gone. And we'll know after we apply this hot pepper wax. If we still see signs of damage, it's probably slugs. If not, it's a rabbit. Again, I haven't seen one in here, and so I'm just going to spray down in here on what's left, because they will, believe it or not, start leafing out again. And the cool thing about hot pepper wax is that even though the rabbit can taste the hot pepper and won't eat the green, well, you can harvest it the same day, yet we don't taste it. So I don't know how that works. But for now, I couldn't find any more beet plants. I'm going to put in some greens, and these are turnip greens. It's just grown. This variety called 7 Top is just grown for the tops. That doesn't make a beet. And so we'll put that down here for now. Hopefully our beets will come back. We'll have kind of a living mulch of turnip greens down here, and lots of beets too, but we'll see. And then after I'm done here, we have to apply the hot pepper wax over there to our lettuce and other greens. And there's so many seeds here. This is going to be a nice carpet of turnip greens. And turnip greens are actually wonderful for the fall and winter garden. You know, one year I actually fenced a rabbit in the vegetable garden, which who knows, maybe he's in the corner there somewhere, but we'll keep an eye out for him. But for now, we're going to protect what's left of our lettuce, hope for the best. Plenty left here. This should come back. And we'll just keep an eye on it. Now, we've got another plant that's under attack, but we know who the culprit is. Boy, this perennial hibiscus is being ravaged by something called sawfly larvae. And they're just little tiny worms. They also will go after roses and other plants. And so I'm going to use another organic control, just like the hot pepper wax was organic. This Captain Jack's Dead Bug Brew can't hurt the good bugs. It can't hurt us. It can't hurt the rest of the environment. And what it does is when we spray it on here, those little worms are going to ingest it, and then they'll be done. The active ingredient is something called spinosad, and you've got to get it on the leaves that they're going to be eating. They've already eaten their way up here, but any nice leaf that I have, I'm going to try and protect. And as I said, the worm's going to eat it, and that will be the end of it. And we'll have some nice looking plants. Normally, I don't worry about it unless it gets really bad, and you can see this is really getting bad. All right, we're going back in the veggie garden next for a fun job, finally. Well, here we have a cool heirloom tomato. It's on its way out. It got blight, but that happens. I didn't treat it. It's okay. It's called Violet Jasper, and I just love these tomatoes. And so since it's an heirloom, I can save the seeds. If it's a hybrid plant, I can't. It won't grow true. It won't be the same exact thing. But in an heirloom like this, I'll be able to save these seeds and get the same exact tomato next season. And so what I did is I picked 3 tomatoes here that were a little overripe but not rotten. We want mature seed. And now for tomatoes, we've got to do a couple other things to save them, and that's what's next. We'll do some more seed saving as the season goes on. It's a little easier. We just take dried pods and crack them open to find the seeds. But for a tomato, we need to do this a little bit differently because there is a gelatinous coating on these seeds that stops them from sprouting inside. And so we've got to ferment them. And so we just kind of squeeze the gel into a little container of water. And we're going to let that sit for 2 or 3 days, stirring every day, and that's when we get the fermentation. After that, we'll pull them out of here, we'll put them on a paper towel, we'll dry them out, put them in an envelope, and then into a mason jar to keep them dry. They need to stay dry. That's the #1 thing, but I like cool, dark, and dry. And we'll show you how to do that on the next time. And you can see how many seeds we're going to get out of just these 3 tomatoes. And the seed that you save, you will be so surprised at how viable it is. Probably 90% germination. And look at all this seed that I'm going to be able to share with friends, maybe even with you. All right, let's finish up. We're going to finish up with one of my favorite fall plants. These are garlic chives in bloom. In the spring, we get the wonderful garlicky treat of the greens, but now these flowers are a magnet for pollinators. I just love it. If you want to grow this, you throw some seeds at the end of the season anywhere, and you'll always have garlic chives. Now check me out online. That's where you can find more garden stories, blog posts, and videos, including a story about starting fall vegetables right now, including a purple radish. Until next time, we'll see you then.